WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning. The time is 5:32 on October 2nd. I'm Madison Pergram.
And I'm Will Puckett. Thank you for tuning in to Mountain News this morning on this Wednesday.
We're talking about record-breaking heat. I mean, I'm ready for just an easy, sunny and 75.
Me too.
Well, let's go to Kelly McShane. She says we're going to have lower temperatures this coming weekend. Is that going to be the case, Kelly?
Yes, we are going to see that sunny and 75 forecast heading in, but we have a few more days of potential record-breaking heat to get through before we get to our little treat of fall heading into this weekend. But overall, we are off to another warm start. But if you are in the Cumberland Valley, in those valley regions specifically, you may need a light jacket. Those temperatures are in the upper 50s to lower 60s. But for everybody else, a warm start. Once again, those lower 70s, 73 in Richmond, Prestonsburg, Pikeville, 71 in Jackson and Hazard. So overall, yes, another warm start to what is going to be a very hot day. Over into Whitesburg, not too much fog over there in Letcher County. However, heading down a little bit more south into Harlan County, we're seeing about half a mile of visibility. So overall, just be very careful and use those low beams if you do see that fog out there. But it's not looking like a widespread issue this morning. But the big story, of course, is the temperatures that we are seeing and continuing to see. I'll have details on our cool down here in just a little bit, guys.
All righty, Kelly. Thank you, ma'am. Well, one of two inmates who escaped from the Kentucky River Regional Jail is back behind bars this morning. Kentucky State Police caught John Miller Tuesday. They took him back to the jail. Carl Engel is still on the run. Investigators say Sunday night they overpowered a guard at the jail. They took his keys and then ran out the front door. It marked the second escape from the jail in just less than 3 months.
And 3 people were arrested on drug charges in Laurel County after deputies say they found an illegal burn. It all happened off of Morristown Road Tuesday morning. Deputies say they were investigating an illegal burn at that time, and when they arrived, they found these 3 people, Charles Sizemore, Jody Nolan, and Kathy Delth, with pills, meth, and other drugs. All 3 were taken to the Laurel County Detention Center.
The hearing for a woman accused of murder was delayed again on Tuesday. Tammy Rodriguez faces 3 murder charges and DUI after a deadly crash in Lexington. We first reported on the crash that killed 35-year-old Debbie Bevins of Pikeville, along with 2 girls in their 20s in early September. Now the case is delayed for the second time. First, it was so Rodriguez could get medical care. Now it is so the court can determine if she's competent to stand trial. Rodriguez is scheduled to be back in court November 5th.
While some say addiction is a choice, to one Pike County man, it is a disease that took over his life. For nearly half of his life, Patrick struggled with a serious drug addiction. He knew he was capable of change, but just needed the support. The chance came in 2017 when Patrick started on the road to recovery.
I'm a dad, and I feel like a dad.
The spiders, yeah, you can.
Now, you know, I'm not calling my kids on the phone, trying to hug them or kiss them over telephone. I can look at them, I can hold them, touch them.
What is it you play on there?
And it's just great.
Subway Surfers.
You know, I hate sending them to school. You know, I love my kids.
Now he's celebrating nearly 2 years clean. Patrick says this was all possible because of Sparrow Health, a local outpatient care for people with opioid use disorder. Patrick says he is grateful for what he went through. It has made him stronger. And if you have people that support you and care, you can accomplish anything.
Well, college officials in Middlesboro say U.S. News identified Barberville, Kentucky as an underserved area for jobs and opportunity.
One reason is the lack of technical programs for high-demand jobs.
WYMT's Hannah Reynolds talked to people in Knox County that say they are breaking ground on a project this month that could bridge that gap.
When layoffs happen across our region, it leaves workers searching for their next step.
This area especially has been hard hit with job loss and with dislocated miners especially.
Those looking for new jobs hope to find them at home. Seeking certification for skilled programs often means they have to drive out of town.
Students in our area will not travel outside of a 30-minute radius in order to go to college. And so we've got to meet them where they are.
That is why EKSEP, KCEOC, and Southeast Community and Technical College partnered to open a work-ready training center in Barberville.
Now with the high-speed internet coming through, we thought this is the perfect opportunity to set up a high-tech training center that its employer demands.
bringing training jobs including fiber optics, welding, and medical coding, among several others, ultimately allowing opportunity for low-income people to succeed.
It's not a handout, it's a hand up. And all these projects are designed to give them that hand up to improve the entire community.
Getting people back to work while keeping them home. In Knox County, Hannah Reynolds, WYMT Mountain News.
The training center is expected to start classes next fall.
And a $3.7 million grant allowing laid-off miners to go to school for free. The Department of Labor gave this grant to EKSEP to help miners get back on their feet. Black Jewel miners have been taking advantage of this offer. More than 450 have enrolled and 100 have already started training. EKSEP Director Jeff Whitehead said miners are not always aware of their services and it can be hard to get in contact with them, but this time that was not the case.
In that process of pulling miners together in community, we tapped into that. And so we were able to be at the table when they were receiving some of the help that they got and connected with them there.
EKSEP tries to get miners in expedited training, so in just a few months they are ready for the workforce.
Yesterday, we learned court-ordered mediation is likely delayed in the Black Jewel miners case. Monday, we were told it would take place on October 15th. However, now it sounds like it could take place the following week or later. Well, the new state accountability system rankings for Kentucky schools came out at midnight Tuesday.
And schools across Kentucky averaged 3 out of 5 stars, but a handful in eastern Kentucky achieved 5 stars, including one making the top 5 in the state.
I talked to folks at the school and have more.
Absolute elation.
I'm tremendously excited. They pulled it off, and I couldn't be more proud.
At 5:45 Tuesday morning, Principal Melissa Roark got a text saying her school was number 3 in the state of Kentucky.
I knew whenever they took the ACT that morning that they were going to do well, but I had no idea number 3. We were hoping top 10, but number 3 just blew us away.
For faculty members, this is incredibly important, but for students, it means a lot too.
Not only does this show with our school and our county, it shows statewide how much we do put forth a tremendous amount of work in the classroom and outside of the classroom.
Haley Mullins and Maddie Smoot are both seniors. This ranking of 3rd in the state shows that they may come from a small town in eastern Kentucky, but they are prepared for the real world.
Whenever you're applying to colleges, not only do they look at your individual ACT score, but they also look at, your school's ranking. It's very important how your school ranks. It's the rigor of your courses and the school that you go to.
Good news for these students who will likely stay friends long after graduation.
We don't only have a top performing school, but we have a top performing family.
Well, Bell Central School in Bell County had a lot to celebrate yesterday, too, as they got back their K-Prep test scores. Bell Central ranked in 2nd in the state for their middle school K-Prep test scores last year. Administrators say they attribute this to the relationships built between teachers and students.
It doesn't matter where you're at in the state of Kentucky. When teachers care about you and students believe in themselves, great things can and will happen. And that's all you have to have.
The middle school also got a 5-star ranking, and the elementary school was awarded 3 stars as well. And some other top performing schools in eastern Kentucky included Valley Elementary in Pike County, middle schoolers at Corbin Independent, W.B. Muncie in Leslie County, and Viper Elementary in Perry County. Pikeville High School also ranked in the top 10. And the only school ranking in the bottom 10 from the mountains was Cordia Middle School and High School. To see how your school performed, you can go to WYMT.com.
Well, students at Mullins School in Pike County are heading into a new month with a new mission. To celebrate National Bullying Prevention Month, the Mullins Gifted and Talented program created signs to encourage their peers. The signs contain positive messages as part of the students' work to create a more positive culture for the entire school.
We want them everywhere. Little kids go through a hard time as well as the big kids. Bullying is a big thing in today's society.
Now, those involved say the posters have already been receiving attention from students.
And the Pike County Animal Shelter is pushing its efforts to find forever homes for the animals in its custody. Yesterday, the shelter hosted a pet fair at Rural King to help showcase some of its available animals. The event offered $5 adoptions to people interested and brought in dogs, cats, and kittens to create a variety of pets to choose from. Animal Control Officer Daryl Mullins says the shelter hosts similar pet fairs around the community every month, bringing the animals to the people.
When they're at a Rural King or Petco or somewhere shopping around, they see an animal, a lot of times we can get them home.
For more information on adoptions, visit the shelter's Facebook page.
Later, Hazard Community and Technical College paired with WSGS to host a telethon-style radio day, raising money to help students.
Temperatures stay above average for a few more days until we see a major cool down. I'll tell you how low the temperatures will get in my forecast coming up next.